live thing, it's been working really well for us, but it just seemed to fuck up here. So we're back live. So let's Bender, before it fucks up again, I feel we should move to the end of the show, or the best part of the show, when we tell people somebody throughout this week who needs to go fuck themselves. Oh wait, Good Friday, I can't say fuck. So who do you got, Bender? Who can go fuck themselves today?
Well,
but you can't say fuck because it's Jeebus's birthday.
Yeah, I'll try not to. So, again, I try to keep politics out of it, or if I'm going to make it political, I try to slam all political parties. And yesterday was April 1st, and happy April Fools. Our federal government increased the cost of heating your home by about $100 a year. They increased the cost of fuel at the pump by about 4 cents a liter, which would be 16 cents a gallon, give or take. Meanwhile, we're in another level of lockdown. Like, this pandemic ain't going to end in Canada. Not like it, I'd kill to be in northern Florida right now, where they seem to have their shit together to some degree. Meanwhile, every member of parliament from whichever political party you're from all got a nice little pay raise. And so here I'm just going to say this. If you're a member of the public service and you stand to make more money this year than last, there are a lot of people who have remortgaged their homes and borrowed every goddamn cent they possibly can to try to keep their ailing business alive, and they don't know what Christmas is going to look like this year and just what's next. But if you're a member of the public service, you don't have to worry about that, because you haven't had a paycheck bounced, and you haven't had to worry. So if you stand to be financially better off in 2021 than you were in 2020 or 2019, and you collect your check from Joe Taxpayer, you can fuck off. Who do you got, Corey? You got to have somebody.
I kind of foreshadowed it earlier. Is anybody that doesn't own their shit, go fuck yourself. But just listening to what Bender said there, man, so on point. So I'm gonna raise my glass to that too, man. Public servants. I mean, public servants that are doing their thing. There's a lot of them that get this. The policymakers, the bullshit we have in office right now, and again, I don't want to make it political. Everything's political. We need to move away from that. We need to move to being decent people, not being pieces of shit. And that's where our society's at right now. And just don't be an asshole, and we can all get along a whole lot better. So anybody who's being an asshole, fuck off too. That's what I got.
What about Bob? Bob's got somebody. Bob had somebody on Monday.
Well, you guys got like political and shit about this, so I'm not going to get political, but I'm going to say Florida man. Or I'm sorry, it's not Florida man. We know him as Florida man because he fits the description. But James Draker. James, you were our guest last week. You need to go fuck yourself. All of this side mount talk that you've been talking on every post, on everything I see this week, directed at me. James, go fuck yourself, okay? I told you it was coming. I told you to stop. You kept going. So there it is. Go fuck yourself. It's Friday. There you go. And yeah, that's what I got. That's where I'm at. So yeah.
Have we got a minute for deep dive records?
I think we do need to touch on this for a minute. Since we haven't briefed Corey on this, I think we need to get his opinion on this. So Bender, why don't you talk about deep dive records here for a moment?
I really don't have much time
for deep dive records when we get into this. So
this is going to be good.
So
Yeah.
some girl with some Karen with a Van Doodle name from somewhere. Sounds like they're from Holland, but they're not from Holland. Dove really deep because it's deep. They dove really deep because it's deep, and they didn't see anything cool. They didn't do any groundbreaking shit. You know.
But they went deep.
Yeah, and I'm all for women's empowerment. I've said this. You know, the rebreather thing in technical diving has totally leveled the playing field. You talk about the 5 best underwater photographers in the world, and 3 of them are women right now. And
Hefe is no woman. Let's put that out there. Come on.
He identifies as.
Well,
But
maybe.
This fucking blood sport of deep diving to set a number, to set a record, is fucking pointless. I will not validate it by even saying the name or congratulating or whatever. And typically the people that are doing this are not really experienced divers. It's, in my opinion, it's fucking stupid. I'm going to, anyways.
Yeah, but man, how deep have you dove? How deep have you been?
Balls deep.
That's all that matters.
How deep is your love?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Corey's got a deep diving story. We got to hear it, and then we got to wrap this shit up. So go for it.
Yep.
All right. You all know who Dr. Deep is?
Yes.
Sort of. He dove for like 3 years, and he knew more about diving deep than anybody in the world before he died. That guy?
So he was a dentist from somewhere, living in the paradise islands of St. John, St. Croix, St. what the fuck ever.
Saint somewhere.
So, dude, was it St. Thomas?
Saint somewhere. Doesn't
Don't
matter.
give a fuck. Yeah.
St. somewhere. St. what the fuck ever. We're back to that island. So dude had his team email us. Dr. Deep is planning a dive to 1,200 feet. And he's diving your gear. But we need sponsorship.
No, give me money.
So for every bit of gear that Dr. Deep is diving, he wants $600. All right, how about go fuck yourself? Because okay, so there's my new go fuck yourself guy.
I love it.
For every item that Dr. Deep is diving that you don't sponsor us with, we're going to cover your logo with duct tape.
Okay.
All right, we'll go cover your shit with duct tape because as
I
Ben
really
said,
don't want my shit attached to a dead guy.
diving deep is dumb. So we get the regular question on, what do you warranty your stuff to? So we have a pressure pot at the shop. It's good for 500 feet, which is what, 300-ish meters, or no, 150 meters. So 150 meters, 300 feet, that's what we warranty our stuff to. Oh, well, you should warranty it deeper. Well, we have a pressure pot at the shop. This is what we warranty it to. With that said, I tell this story on a regular basis. Dr. Deep went to 1,200 feet with a lot of our gear that had duct tape on it because, no, we're not going to sponsor your dumbass. So the U.S. NAVY, I don't know if I can even say that word, had all of our gear from Dr. Deep at 1,200 feet. Yeah, he didn't make it. But you know what? Our gear did. So the 32-watt LED, although we won't warranty it, is good for 1,200 foot deep. And there it is. That's my deep story.
Gorilla tape is also good to 1,200 feet.
Yes.
Gorilla tape is good to 1,200.
But that guy was not good to 1,200 feet.
No, that guy was not good to 1,200 feet. And the moral of the story is don't dive deep. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of good missions going on. But don't be a fucking... If you want to be a deep crusader, find out how deep you can be penetrated.
You know, I've never liked the idea. I've never liked the idea of doing a deep dive just to get that number. You know, for me to go deep, there has to be something worth seeing. These people who go out,
100%.
These guys who go out and just want that number, it's foolish, and they get whatever happens to them. So the problem is, well, the problem is it affects other people. You know, it affects the guys on the boat. It affects everybody when they decide to make these poor choices. So I'm not a fan of
listen, I've done enough recoveries.
Yes.
There's a lot of dumb decisions.
You've been there.
You know,
and
then
those people don't think about the people like us who have to deal with the outcome of their decisions. So, yeah, I don't have any respect for that.
It tears away a bit of your soul every time you have to do a recovery, whether it's
absolutely
whatever it is. I mean, better you and I talked about that awful accident on your lakes a couple years ago with the family deal. I that would have been harder for me on.
Yeah, Corey, we'll talk about that on the after show. we don't want to go over that one right now. Not right now.
So let's wrap it up. A wise man, the T-Man, you know, once said when he's talking about his brand new submerged scooter in 2001, when he's like, he got like serial number 3 off of Rodney's line. He said, "This machine is certified to 600 feet. It is really awesome to know this machine, or that I'm going to fold 300 feet before this fucker is." You know, it's cool to know that your gear is certified and guaranteed and proven well beyond what is a reasonable depth, a reasonable set of conditions to expose it to.
Yeah.
Corey and Joel and Mandy, they keep pushing it. The shit gets better and better and better. Everybody else just stays the same, and their shit just.
Now wait, before we end the show, I got a question for Corey. So we already know you guys make the best lights in the business, right? Like, that's not a question. We don't have to talk about that. They're just the best. When you guys making a scooter?
Never. Absolutely never.
Never? Okay.
No. That's no, we did that back in the day. There's so many good scooters out there right now. You know, I'll go back to when Joel and I worked at Salvo, and Barry came up with this brilliant idea that we're going to go and do scooters. The reason we did scooters is because it was a 6-month waiting list for a Divex, a Submerge, a Gavin, I think at the time. I mean, we're going back to like 2009. You know, we didn't even get the European scooters into this market at that point. One of the first things that was so we started light miking in August of 2009, and the first question asked was, "When are you guys going to do a scooter?" And it was like, we're never doing a scooter ever, because one, scooters are expensive to build. Scooters are expensive to sell. There's very little margin. It's a flooded industry right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a flooded industry. There's a lot of really good scooters out there right now.
Yeah.
And I would say, go buy a Suex, go buy a Bonex, go buy a silent submersion, go buy whatever tickles your feet. We're not getting in the scooter market.
Now with that said, you guys have been there. There's the standard Light Monkey commercially available, light swag, wings, etc. The entire Light Monkey line, but you guys also do some consulting, and you also do some work with other manufacturers on battery technology and other things. You know, probably back to the Magnus days, I think. so far as I know, you guys were sort of involved in some of the battery development with Rodney. I know you are.
No, we've done absolutely nothing with Rodney. I mean, Rodney's a good friend. If he calls and says, "Hey, what do you recommend? I'll pour my heart out to him." But since we left Salvo, we have done.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we built some. So the UV26 was a really hot scooter back in the day. We bought a bunch of them when they were going, like the market was changing. And we started putting lithium phosphate, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't lipos. I think it was lithium phosphate because it was a drop-in solution. We could do a 50 amp hour scooter in a standard 26-volt body. And it was that Cadillac deal that you could just ride through and cruise wherever.
Oh, the old 26. Nobody has ever built a scooter that rides like a UV26. I love the mags. I love all the other stuff that's come out.
Right, but we had to add 18 pounds of lead
to make it
to get that neutral.
Yeah.
When we put the lithium technology into it. I mean, it was insanity. And it was, and we got a 3-year burn out of that, but it was $1,000 battery pack. And everybody went, "Oh, I want the little scooter that tears my wrist off everywhere that I need to go." And we're just in the tear your wrist off era of scooters. So until somebody builds a new Cadillac.
It's the old Cadillac Fleetwood in Ginny Springs, nothing beats it, but you got to carry it to the truck and you got to lift it on a boat. And,
right.
But, anyways.
But the new generation, the generation we have going now, doesn't remember those days. They don't know anything other than tear your wrist off. So the tear your wrist off, that's where we're at. And, I'll ride a UV26 all day long. If it's to take me to the Henkel and back, yeah, dope. But again, the technology's there that, all right, let's put these lithium packs in and let's go to wherever you're going. And I don't know where people are going now. I'm kind of out of touch with the exploration scene a little bit because I'm just an old fat guy. And that's okay too.
Aren't we all?
We were doing some stuff off the boat this summer because we were hardly running any charters. And Terry had a hot new battery pack on his waist that he got through Corey, and he's about to jump off the boat. And I kind of just sort of looked. This is fucking tiny little, 18 amp hour, 15 amp hour battery pack for his heater vest. And I looked at Terry and I said, that fucking battery pack has more capacity in it that's on your hip than your fucking scooter did 10 years ago. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, remember those big, giant fucking battery packs that were like 2 foot long and they had like the motorcycle batteries stuffed in them? Yeah, it's come a long way since then.
Sad part is we're still dealing with them. We'll get that guy that's like, "Hey, I had some kids. I haven't been diving. I got this battery pack." It's like, really?
No, you don't.
Why don't you just trade it all in and we can get you in something a little
reasonable?
Something you can put on a fucking airplane.
Typically.
I mean, yeah, that was interesting times.
All right, let's wrap this shit up.
All right. Well, I was trying to get us a special guest on, but
is he not fucking? Is he still in Mexico?
No, it's not him. It was her.
Oh.
And she's having issues. Apparently, she's in bed right now. Too late for her at her advanced age to come join us. I won't mention her name, but she's recently gotten older. We've been messaging back and forth. I was trying to get her to join. I'm doing my best. Yeah. See, now she just says she's too old. So She won't join. So everybody, you know what? Before we sign off, I got one more fuck off I need to do real quick.
That's 2, Bob. Holy.
I know, but this is important for us and whatever the fuck
I got
we're doing
another
here.
fuck off to do too.
Well, then go for it, Corey. What do you got?
All right, so I see John Charist at 2148 posted dive right.
Hold
So
on.
fuck
You.
you.
Where did he share this?
I mean, if you're gonna come on to the show and be like, hey, I got an equipment guy on here and I'm gonna pimp another manufacturer, you know what? Go fuck you, John Charist.
John, you could go fuck right the fuck off. We got Light Monkey on. Clearly, they make the best lights out there. So go fuck yourself. Just putting that out there. So, you know, mine's
and I
real
see
simple.
Pete just chimed in. Hi, Pete. I miss you, buddy.
Yeah, Pete, we want to get you back on the show, but not so drunk that you make me delete it the next day. So we'll have to repeat this again.
A fun show.
Yeah, he made me delete it. We couldn't keep it up. He like 4 bottles of wine in. So, you know.
It was like 8:30 in the morning, New Zealand time, and Pete was day drunk. It was awesome. Great episode.
Yeah.
One of the favorites.
So I just need to say to people, so guys, listen, I think Bender's going to agree with me. We are trying to grow our show, right? We're trying to get more people. We're already getting a few thousand people every show who watch this, so that's great. We're getting lots of comments. All that's good. I want to get more people watching the show. I'm trying to expand it. We're using YouTube now, so we're on something other than Facebook. With YouTube, we can start generating money to pay for this show because it's not free for us. It does cost us money. We're not asking you for anything, but go online and fucking just like our page. If you like our face or our YouTube page, we can start generating money from that. That's all you have to do. We're not asking for anything. Just click fucking like. So go do that. Right?
And we're gonna get Corey to set us up with the Ginny Springs embroidery and screen print guy. His shirts and hats are coming.
Dude,
there
he's so good. You know, and again, I'll pimp him some more. It's top tier in Gainesville, Florida. I just I don't know what information I'm putting out there that I shouldn't be. So
let's do that in the after party. Shit.
Yeah, okay, guys. So everybody, go fuck yourself. We're done with you. We'll see you next week. We'll come up with some guests that we'll have on. They'll probably be great. I don't know. They might suck. We'll see. But we'll see you next week. So fuck you, everybody.
Hey.
And Bender fucked off.
All right.
What's up, Corey?
Get back on.